missing someone.
Hey, this is Bond Diesel, bringing you another Specialization speculation. Today we have the Punisher specialization. This specialization would use the XM25 grenade launcher. The Punisher is what some of the units called it in Afghanistan that got to test it out. It's an American shoulder-fired grenade launcher, and it has a unique feature in which it has a laser finder and can program the rounds to not explode upon impact, but to explode in the air wherever you want it to. So in theory, someone's hiding behind a wall, you find the range of the wall, aim above it, it knows to explode above the wall or right behind it. You can fire it through a door and it won't explode till it goes through the door. It's a really neat gun. You've seen it in tons of video games, not really that many movies. Some details on it: it fires a low velocity 25 by 40 millimeter grenade round. It has a bullpup form factor, but it's still a really large and bulky gun or weapon because of the rangefinder and the electronics on the top of it. It's a thick gun. It's a thick weapon, as they would say. Kind of a bummer about it is that the contract from the Army was canceled in 2017 because it is such an expensive project, and there have been multiple dangerous malfunctions where rounds had exploded while still in the gun. There were various issues with it. The thing about this is that what it does is it basically allows you to have a programmable fuse inside each grenade. So it has where you can just shoot it and it'll blow up when it hits a wall. You can use it in various ways, but the most notable way that you would use this is, again, my example before. Someone's hiding behind an object. You use the scope to find the range of that object. You can set it to explode just beyond that. You fire above the object, it explodes and can take out enemies that are seemingly hidden, where a typical gunfire wouldn't be able to get to them. Even a typical grenade may have trouble getting to them. So with this specialization, you would unlock it. It would just be a regular low area of effect, medium damage airburst explosion before upgrades. It could possibly have some effect similar to how this gun works in Battlefield, where you aim at something and that gets your range, and then no matter where you fire it, it explodes at that range, something like that. I'm not really sure. When it comes down to the specializations, I would say that we would have one specialization that has a proximity grenade. We are shade agents. We have this extra technology. Let's use it. So this proximity would explode when it was just near an agent, but then it would have downsides. A smaller area of effect, so you're likely would only hit the one agent you're firing at. A somewhat lower amount of damage and a much lower RPM. So you couldn't just spam 6 or 7 grenades at once and kill someone. These things have to have some kind of downside, but this one would be extremely powerful because you would just need to fire it near the agent and it would cause them damage and maybe even some kind of effect to their ability to see, move, some kind of stutter or stagger possibly. The second would actually be a flechette variant. If you've ever played Battlefield 4, this gun is in Battlefield 4, and realistically or not, it has a flechette round, which would actually turn this into a big rifle, essentially. Where what a flechette is it's basically a dart that is fired from a gun, and it's surrounded and fired out the way that the grenade would be, but instead of it being an exploding grenade, it's just a very fast-moving dart, essentially. What these are really good for is penetrating armor. And so this would require a direct hit on whatever you're shooting at. The other variants would only require that you hit near it because of the area of effect, the explosion. But if you manage to hit it, it would ignore armor and potentially kill someone in 2 to 3 shots, no matter how much armor they had. The downside being that it's kind of like the Medved right now. You've got bad accuracy, you've got bad stability. You're really hoping that you're really going to need to get almost lucky to hit those 2 or 3 shots, but if you do, you're rewarded. The third variant with this one being some kind of smoke or gas round that you could use in the weapon. It would have a very large area of effect that would disperse some kind of smoke or gas that disorients enemies for an extended amount of time, maybe staggers them, maybe even has an effect like the chem launcher that we have that fires the flammable rounds. Maybe it's something like that, but beefed up even more in some capacity. This gun, we've seen it a lot. I mentioned it. Battlefield 4 is a big one. Modern Warfare 3 was another one. I think this would be kind of a cool operator. We already have one grenade launcher. I've already proposed basically a different kind of grenade launcher, but the XM25 is such an iconic gun. I think it would be super cool to have included in some capacity, and it's already technologically advanced mechanisms could be utilized even more with the shade technology and stuff like that. I think it's cool. Let me know what you think. That's all I have for you this time. Find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch as Bond Diesel, Instagram as BondDiesel_Twitch. You can find me on Patreon if you want to support me that way. Just search for Bond Diesel. That's all I have for you this time. Once again, this is Bond Diesel, and until the next time.